Hey guys, welcome to the shop. I'm just messing around in the shop this morning, and I want to stretch the shaper's legs a little bit. I just feel like it'd be something fun to do. And I want to make some big boy chips, just for the fun of it. So let's go in the shop and do it. Alright guys, we've got a big chunk of mild steel here in the shaper vise, and we've got our cutter set to 3/4 of an inch deep. I've got my mist coolant system, shop made by me, on the shaper, because we may need it. And we're going to try to see how this thing acts with 3/4 of an inch deep cut. Now, that's not a groundbreaking cut, but that's a pretty big cut, I don't care who you are. That's a fairly substantial amount of metal removal. But we're only going to be stepping over 0.010 of an inch. We want to keep the pressure as low as possible, but we want to remove a big chip just for fun. So let's get this coolant system running. I'll get the shaper fired up, and I'll bring you in a little closer. Alright guys, before we get started, let's get a little closer look at what's going on here. And I've got a fair amount of top angle cut, I guess you'd call it top angle, relief angle on this cutter, so that it's not dragging a chip off, because this is mild steel and it's kind of gummy, so I want it to really slice through kind of like a knife. And I've polished this edge with a diamond hone, so it's extremely sharp. This is just here a 1/2 inch deep test cut that I took, and we've got it set right now at 3/4 of an inch depth, which is fairly substantial. I'd been conversating with Adam Booth a little bit, and he wanted to see some big boy chips, and I know this machine is more than capable of doing it. That's really what they were designed to do, is heavy stock removal, of rough castings and descaling and stuff like that. So my only reserve is that by doing stuff like this, you risk damaging the machine. And once a machine like this is damaged any bit severely, it's pretty much done, because you're not going to get components to parts to replace the damaged ones. But it sure is a lot of fun, and I think a lot of people will be interested, so that's why I'm showing it. Here's my shop-made coolant system. We'll do a separate video on how I built it, but this is a pressurized system, not a siphon system. It's got a needle valve for both the air control and the fluid control. It's both pressurized in a vessel, and the fluid is pressurized into this head. And there's nothing special here. This is just a rough machine piece of aluminum, and these two fittings intersect and then come out to this piece of 1/8 inch stainless steel tubing. But it works really well, but this is the first time I've used it on the shaper. Adam, he seems like a really nice guy, and I know he's taken some really big cuts in the past, and I'm fairly new to the heavy machining, so this will be my first time ever, as far as cutting 3/4 of an inch deep. But we're going to try it, and I think it'll work out just fine. This machine's pretty tough, so let's get all set up, and I'll bring you back, and we'll get started. Alright guys, let's get our coolant system going. We'll turn on the air and the coolant. And we'll get this thing rocking. Now we're going to be going kind of slow, about I think 16 strokes a minute, or 14. And I'm going to be watching real close. So if I have to stop this thing, I can. Here we go. guys, I had to reset that old mag base wasn't quite strong enough, so we changed out to a Nova, which is a lot better.
push our luck today. That was awesome. I think the cutter could use a little geometry work, but it's really not bad. It's not as bad as I expected. You know, I was expecting, whoo, man, they're hot. You can see this mild steel likes to tear, when it cuts. So the chip's not great. If we could find a better geometry for the chip, then this is just gummy mild steel, which is tough to cut and even tougher to get a good finish on. But if we could work on the cutter geometry, I think an inch would be no problem for this machine. I really do, because you can barely, tell that it's a struggle for it. Very nice, man. I'm impressed. All right, guys. I was mistaken. We actually cut about looks like 825 thousandths of an inch.
It's just kind of crude, but yeah, what? 827. Bring in, which is, see this. Yeah, so that was pretty good, and I really believe it would do more. Let's go over to the bench and look at some of these chips. Alright guys, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I tell you, I did not expect to bottom out this big cutter. You know, we cut, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, we cut all the way up to the very top, actually a little deeper than we should have with it, for the way that it's ground. But it done really well. I'm not real happy with the way that the chips come out, but you know, we don't do this often, so you know, I don't have a lot of experience doing it. You know, you can see on a lot of them there's a lot of tearing, you know, and that's due to, you know, I believe it just being gummy, mild steel. I believe with a, you know, free cutting steel we could pull off an inch no problem. So yeah, there it is. There's the big cutter, and that was a lot of fun, that's for sure. And we didn't break anything, and that's the main thing. Well guys, success. You know, I'm pretty impressed, to be honest, and relieved at the same time. That was nice, and you know, I don't think we put this machine under any real stress. You know, like I said, with some refinement, I think we could do a lot more easily. I enjoyed doing it, and I sure hope you enjoyed watching it. And you know, I've been asked a couple times, you know, how can I help the shop? You know, how can I, you know, help in the creation of, you know, more videos and more content? And you know, I hate to do it, you know, but I'm definitely not going to put any ads on my videos at the time. As small as the channel is, it would just inconvenience you, the viewer, and wouldn't help me out any. But like I said, people have asked how can they help, and up until this moment I didn't have any way for them to do that. But I have added a shop donations button at the top of my channel, and all you gotta do is click on my little guy. He'll take you directly to my channel, and in the upper right hand corner is the button. And you know, I'd really appreciate it if you know, if those who can would help out. I really enjoy doing this, but it sure is a lot of work and a lot of time. You know, I am a married father of 2 young children and 1 small income. And the channel's small, and I really want to keep bringing you good content and new things, you know, to show. And but you know, that being said, you know, there's a lot of people out there doing a lot worse than me, and I want those people to definitely, you know, consider my videos a donation to you. And I really appreciate y'all watching. You know, it's become, you know, a really fun project, you know, YouTube for me. And I really appreciate you all, you know, that's for sure. And I hope you enjoyed this, you know, as much as I did. It was pretty exciting, and you know, maybe we'll do more next time. But as always, thanks for watching. Click on my little guy to subscribe, and thanks for watching.